one of the interesting things that's going on is there is a big movement to the cloud, and it's been happening. Early adopters have been doing it, since let's say 2010, and we've seen a wave that actually went in, figured out the cloud, had some massive success, and then went around telling everyone else about it. And now we're seeing the next wave of folks come in and say, okay, cloud is mainstream, how do we get to this? How do we go adopt? And where can we actually take advantage of the innovation? And so this big wave that's coming through is happening in HR, it's happening in other areas, but more importantly, it's happening in all the segments of HR, which makes this a very exciting space. Well, recruiting in cloud, right, is important, but I think what's more interesting about recruiting as it was launched today is the fact that when you build recruiting, you've got to apply some design thinking, right? You want to walk through each one of the personas, each one of the steps that people go through. So it's not just applicant tracking, right? It's not just trying to look at internal views on a resource. You've got to bring that all together. And that's what makes this exciting is you want all these different components that used to be separate. And then in addition to it, the recruiting systems were separate from the HR systems. So how we bring all this together, that's what gets exciting. And that's what customers want to know because they've got 5, 6, 7, sometimes even 8 different systems. They're manually entering job postings from one place to another. And that's a lot of inefficiencies. Plus, you can't track applicants, from the point that they're coming in as a recruit to a candidate to becoming an alumni to even going back out. You never know because people go in and out of jobs so often today. You want to be able to have that complete process. So when you think about trends that are going on with cloud adoption, it's actually not by industries. All industries are jumping in the cloud, even regulated ones like financial services and pharma, and you even think about government and public sector. But the difference is looking at organizations and individuals in organizations that want change. The folks that are really looking at innovation, those are the ones that are starting to look at the cloud. Now, traditionally, the people driving this innovation could come from the CIO side, come from an HR professional and executive, but we're actually seeing this happen at the same time. HR leaders are looking at this because they want a constant pace of innovation. IT leaders are looking at this because they don't want to deal with the headaches of a full install, upgrade, that whole process. And so actually this is where the meeting of the minds is starting to happen. Mobile is becoming important in enterprise software and recruiting for a few reasons. The first one is in-between time. Think about all the times you actually have to go, log in, get onto a desk to get something done. We're competing for people's time, and it's the in-between time, being able to access mobile very quickly. That's what's driving it. The second thing is mobile is not about a technology. Mobile is really about a set of experiences that are crafted to allow people to do short tasks very quickly. And that's what you really want to do in recruiting, to check on the status, to forward something, to move something forward in the whole process, even to look up a candidate real quickly, even before the interview. Right? You want to bring all that together. The third thing that's really important about mobile in the recruiting process is that's actually a natural fit because as an applicant, as a manager, as someone on the hiring side, as someone on compliance, as someone on onboarding, you're basically interacting at different points of that business process. And those employee journeys are all being tied together with mobile and the cloud, and that's actually how it all comes together.